All right. What up, people? What's poppin'? What's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So, we're doing another late night show right now as I'm recording this. It is 11:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, today, real quick, I wanted to talk about why women keep giving you a hard time. Okay? What's going on? Odami, KXNG was good. Jaren was popping. Before we get into the show, you gotta remember How to Have Sex with Two Women a Day is the book you need to have, you need to get. Make sure you get this. Go to mrlocario.com or click the link below to get the hard copy or get the ebook, or make sure you get the audiobook because the audiobook is fire. All right, who we got up in here? D. Jones, Vershawn Hawkins, what up? My dude Ojani's in the building. Jaren, what's going on? Abdul, what's popping? Hold on. I'm not going to take calls yet. Yeah, I know you're going to be calling in like crazy. I'm going to take calls in a minute. Michelle, what's going on? Zuri, Cameron, King, what's going on? So, real quick, before I take any calls, man, I got to talk real quick about, why chicks are giving you a hard time. And actually, before I get into that, let me tell you guys, I'm gonna be having a Thanksgiving sale. Okay, I'm gonna be having a Thanksgiving sale. I'm gonna talk about that soon. I just want to let you guys know. I'm not gonna talk about the sale too much now, but I just want you guys to know that the sale is coming up. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So Jaren, if you want the hard copy, make sure you click the link below to get the hard copy. You feel me? So the thing is this, the reason why chicks give you a hard time is this. And what do we mean by hard time, right? We're talking about women who are uncooperative, women who basically act like bitches, women who, just be on some nonsense with you, women who flake, women who, just do anything that sort of like pisses you off. You understand what I'm saying? Like, the type of shit that makes you just want to, like, you're just so frustrated with the whole thing, right? And the reason why women keep giving you a hard time, one of the reasons is because you allow her to keep giving you that hard time. Because it's the thing. Off the top, a woman might give you a hard time. You understand? She might, be being uncooperative, acting goofy, whatever it is. Right? But at that point, you need to keep the shit moving. You need to keep the shit pushing. You need to charge it to the game. But what a lot of guys do is they're like, yo, well, let me continue to deal with this girl. Let me continue to, hang out with her. Let me see if I can get some sex. Let me see if I can do this. Maybe I gotta, do more shit. Maybe I gotta try to seduce her more, all this other stuff. And then so she keeps giving you that hard time because you are participating in dealing with her. You're participating in the situation. Because she can't give you a hard time unless you allow her to give you the hard time. Once you see that girl's giving you a hard time, that's when it's time to keep it moving. See, the problem, though, is you have a lot of guys out here who they're under this, thought process of thinking that all women are basically the same. You understand? So they think, oh, it's just how women are. Women are just going to give you a hard time. Women are just going to be belligerent. Women are just going to be on some bullshit. Women are, they're going to play games. They only want, money. They only want looks. They only want status. You heard the whole shit, right? So the thing is that you get into this thought process of thinking women are this way. And then so what happens is that sometimes a lot of guys accept the bullshit behavior that women do because they think this is what they do and that's all they can do. This is why you have either you have guys on two extremes. You have the guys who deal with the bullshit and feel like, well, this is just how it is, and I got to put up with these bullshit ass chicks, and that's all I have to do. You understand? You know, I just gotta accept it. I just gotta accept they're gonna be on some bullshit. Put up with it. Make her, hang around her even though she's on some nonsense, and then I'm gonna just try to get some pussy through that medium. You understand? Then you got the guys who, on the other end of the spectrum, dudes like the MGTOW dudes, who they're like, well, fuck this, I'm going my own way, I ain't fucking with these chicks like that, and they on some bullshit, so I'm just totally avoiding them or whatever. And then of course you got the MGTOW dudes who say, I'm just gonna pump and dump on, all that other shit. You understand? Even though I don't believe most of these MGTOWs are pumping and dumping, tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it gets to that point, right? And so the thing is that, you're going to have a lot of guys out there who are, basically going to be sort of like frustrated in the game because they're dealing with these women who are giving them a hard time. Right? But see, the thing is that if you first start with yourself, meaning you say to yourself, hey, look, I'm not going to be the guy who's going to allow these women to give me a hard time, then women are going to start to actually treat you with some goddamn respect. You understand? But see, the problem is, a lot of you guys have been involved with so much bullshit that the next girl you deal with, or the girl you're dealing with now, or some other girl that you might talk to later, you come across as a guy who she can pull that shit on, who she can get away with acting a certain way. So the thing is, it starts with you basically letting these women know, like, hey, I'm not going to be the type of woman I'm not going to be the type of guy who's going to be dealing with a woman who's going to be on that nonsense. You see what I'm saying? And so once you start from that place, then you're going to have less and less women doing that type of shit to you. See, what a lot of guys think is that women are just going to be on some bullshit and that's it. No, women choose who they're going to be on some bullshit with. See, you're going to have women who generally just going to be on some bullshit because that's just how they are, most of the time. And then it doesn't matter who it is. They're just going to be on some bullshit just off the jump. Now, when you see that happen, you say, okay, listen, I'm not going to be fucking with this girl, so I'm moving on immediately. I'm not even giving her the time and the energy to even take it to the next level of bullshit she's trying to do, right? So you cut that off immediately. Then you have the girls who they'll deal with you, and they're looking to see how much bullshit you can take or how much bullshit you're willing to put up with. And then if she sees that you're the type of guy who puts up with that bullshit, she's going to give you a hard time. You see what I'm saying? Because every time you're dealing with a girl, what she's doing is she's looking to see if you're that type of guy who she can basically play games with. You understand? If she sees she can play games with you, then she's going to play games with you. Right? And so the thing is that she's sort of peeping out to see if she could do that. Now, once she sees that she can't do that and that you're the type of guy she can't do that with, if she's really feeling you or trying to make something happen, she's going to switch up her tactic and say, okay, well, damn, I know I can't play no games with him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to act right because I actually like him and I want to see where this can go. But again, that starts from you letting her know that you're not the type of guy to play games. You feel what I'm saying? To do that nonsense. So, it's very important to understand that aspect. Because if you don't, these chicks are going to just basically keep giving you a hard time because you're allowing them to do that. And the thing is, once you see them doing it, you say, look, I'm not going to, deal with you. And let her know. Be like, look, if you acting like this, lose my number. Stop calling me. Maurice, you said, can I break down the various types of being on some bullshit? Okay, so for example, if you are talking to a girl and you are, let's say, trying to set up a date, texting her, trying to set up a date, right? And she's giving you this, you say, hey, you free Friday? And she's like, oh, I'm not sure. And then you're like, all right, so let's make it Saturday. And then she's like, okay, Saturday, but can I sort of get back to you? Can I let you know? I'm not really sure yet, blah, blah, blah. She's dancing around the whole situation, right? When it's really easy to either let you know the day she's free or say yes to one of those days. So the thing is that you say, listen, look, if we're going to get together, we're going to get together. So let me know if you free this day. If not, I'm going to holler at you later. You just holler back at me when you free. And then you just stop calling her, right? So if she wants to get with you, she wants to see what's popping, she's going to hit you back. Once she hits you back, then you set that date. If she's still on that wish, I don't know, maybe you charge it completely and you keep the shit moving. Real simple. Real simple. You understand? Like the simpler you make the shit when it comes to you dealing with these girls, and you have sort of like a process of saying, okay, when I'm dealing with a chick and I'm trying to set a date, she either has to, confirm that we're gonna go and see each other this day, and if she's doing that wishy-washy, I don't know shit, then I'm done. You gotta get back to me and let me know. You understand? Because I'm not gonna be going back and forth talking about, oh, well, let me see, or she's gonna be like, let me hit you back. I'll try to see. I'm not sure. All of that, like in between wishy-washy shit. Hell no. Like I remember I had this one girl I was setting up a date with, and I was like, yeah, let's get together Saturday, and then she was like, okay, cool, yeah, let's get together Saturday. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I'll meet you Saturday at 8 at this spot, right? So the next message she sends me, she says, oh, can I call you in the morning to, or she said, can I call you, to make sure? You understand? And I said, no. I said, either we seen each other Saturday at 8 or not. If you're not sure, I'm going to keep it moving and do something else. So let me know now if you're ready to, meet up on Saturday. And so she was like, okay, yeah, let's meet up. And then so she locked in a date and we ended up meeting on Saturday. You see what I mean? But the thing is, I'm not playing those games with her. I'm not going to have her, push me around or, do all this other nonsense and give me a hard time. I'm like, no, it's either we seeing each other or not. If we not seeing each other, I could do something else. You understand? I'll go do something else. It's all good. And we can just keep that shit pushing. You see what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. You got to make sure you guys are not letting these chicks give you a hard time in the game. Right, I'm going to take some calls. Hold on. Let me see who this is. Yo, what's poppin'? Who's this?
What up, Lo? What's good with you, bro? This Cool from North Carolina, my nigga.
What's going on, bro?
Chilling, bro. I just wanted to, this World Series is on and shit, but it's on commercial. I just wanted to drop this into the chat room.
All right.
Real fast while we on commercial, bro. Man, in a short amount of time, my life has changed a whole lot.
That's
just from, soaking up knowledge and game.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
From anybody in the chat, that's still a little lost to try. For me personally, you can probably attest to this too. For me personally, that I made a conscious note to do on an everyday basis, 24/7 as every breath I take, is to just, especially when you're interacting with these women, just keep in mind dialogue. Like, it seems so simple and it might seem like a weird thing, but just when you keep in mind dialogue, it makes you think of, like acting, like a role.
Right.
When you're trying to get with women, it's a role that you have to play. When you think, okay, dialogue, what do I need to do to be able to get this girl to feel me? You kind of like subconsciously put yourself in the mindset of, if you don't feel like you have it, you put yourself in the mindset of a person who gets women and a person who advances these situations and kind of like ups the narrative with these chicks to get whatever it is that you want to get out of the situation.
Right.
And that really, when I took that mindset, a couple weeks ago, that's really when I started seeing results. And like at first, it's kind of weird because, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not you. It's not you at first. But like something else that I've been doing is like I've been giving these chicks kind of like a hard time. Like I used to be like the guy that would sweat chicks mad hard. Now when I'm interacting with chicks, like I'll give her a little bit, like you said in your one video, leave them in a state of uncertainty. That uncertainty is a motherfucker. That's probably the best.
Hell yeah.
That's the best video you ever dropped.
That shit crazy. That shit's real talk. That shit's real talk. Because, you know, I've actually been out with chicks who, it's so funny because when I go out with girls, I actually talk to them and ask them about other dudes they fucking with, like right now. Like I'm probably the only dude who does that because, you know, I'm coaching, so I like to get some information. You know what I'm saying? But they let me know about motherfuckers that they dealing with, and 9 times out of 10, they always, you know, hung up on some dude who they haven't heard from in a while. She's like, yeah, I went out with this guy and, you know, he didn't really call me and I haven't heard from him, but I don't know what's going on. About, like, she's just like fucking, you know what I'm saying? And that's that uncertainty. You see what I'm saying? And so they be all up on it. You know what I mean? It's like, it's real shit. It's real shit.
And, and that when you say that, that almost makes me curious if the dude that you said that they're sweating, if that's what they're really hung up on, had the dude, you know, been present in their life, would they still feel the same, or would they feel like mission accomplished? You know what I mean?
Right, and that's the thing. See, and that's the trick. That's the thing that people don't understand. You see what I mean? Because it's not really about the dude. You see what I'm saying? What you're doing though, because, and this is what people don't understand about game. Game is like, well, you know, when you have game and you're interacting with women, what you're doing actually is you're doing this woman a favor. You see what I'm saying? Because what you're doing is that you're creating situations for her to get exactly what she wants. You understand? Because the thing is, she wants you, but her own crazy, illogical, like, you know, female brain, I should say, you know, and I say that with respect because that's how, you know, women be thinking a lot, is that a chick will like you, and then her own crazy irrational thoughts will stop her from getting you. You understand? So she'll do some dumb shit like, oh, you know, I'm just not gonna call him out, you know, I don't feel like seeing him, blah blah blah. So in this case, let's say that with the thing of, you know, creating that uncertainty, what you're doing is that you're giving her time to miss you and thinking about you, and then that's creating more intense attraction that makes her want to really grab onto you. You see what I'm saying? So what you're doing is you're just speeding up the process of her actually being more attracted to you. You see what I'm saying? But see, a lot of guys don't know how to do that. That's the difference between having game and not having game, or having, you know, strong game and having weak game, is that when your game is strong, you understand those things. So you're creating those situations. And I also wanted to point out another thing you said, because you were saying that when you start having the dialogue with the chicks and you're having those conversations, so you were saying that it's sort of like you're getting into a sort of different mode. So now that sort of mode is not necessarily that it's not you. It actually is you, but what it is, it's a different side of you. You see what I'm saying? So what people don't understand is that we have different sides of ourselves, meaning I'm going to converse with you differently than I'm going to converse with my girl, differently than I'm probably going to converse with my, you know, younger cousin, differently than I'm going to converse with my mom, and differently than I'm going to converse with my grandma. You understand? It's like, but it's all, I'm gonna seem different, but it's still all parts of me based off of who I'm interacting with. So I always tell guys, and I talk about this in the book, How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day. This is why you guys got to get this, where I talk about how when you are actually interacting with women, you're becoming that guy who is the most attractive guy to women in that moment. You understand? And so you're sort of like taking on that role in the moment. So it's not something you're faking, you understand? It's more so that you're bringing out that part of you. And that's the part that guys miss, is that they don't know how to bring out that part of themselves that is that attractive guy to women. You see what I mean? And so that's part of learning the game, to bring that part of yourself out, because you have it in you, but and this is exactly what you're talking about. So it's like you've sort of tapped into that part of yourself, which is giving you the actual success. You see what I mean?
Exactly.
So, you know,
bro.
That's what it is, bro. You know what I mean? So.
And it's so crazy, bro, because it's like you said, it's like the most simple thing, but we overlook it because, you know, as guys, we're like very like logical creatures. We try and make everything make sense, but in the same token, we try and be as real as possible. Like, we feel like we kind of step out of who we are we're gonna lose ourselves, and we're not being genuine, authentic. You know what I'm saying? We feel like our authenticity is basically what makes us a man. But like you just said, that's not making us fake. That's just bringing out a different side of us that I guess we got to get more comfortable with.
Right,
There's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's just like let's say if you were in a situation where you had to defend yourself physically, like in a fight or something, or somebody's coming up to you and they're approaching you with a weapon or whatever, like your whole body is going to react to that in a certain way. You understand? Your body might not react like that in other situations when you're just chilling at home watching a movie. But now you're in a situation where someone's coming at you with a weapon. Now your body tenses up. You get into a fighting stance, or you sort of like respond to that differently. You might get a little bit more aggressive, whatever it is, in that moment. So it's not like, oh, I'm faking this because I don't do this all the time. No, it's that in this moment, this is how I'm responding in this moment. So the same thing with women is that the part that guys miss out on is that they're also responding in that moment with women, but they're responding with negativity. They're responding with insecurity. They're responding with being unsure of themselves. That's what they're responding when they're when they're dealing with women. So it's like they have to flip that. Just like how if you were somebody was like, I guess, bullying you, if you're responding with getting bullied and letting the bully pick on you, then that's the same as a guy responding on an insecure level with a woman sort of like there and she's like disrespecting him or making fun of him or whatever it is, and now he feels small. You understand? So it all depends on how you respond. And so the thing is that you gotta figure out a way to respond to women that's gonna actually make them gravitate to you. You see what I mean?
Real talk.
So that's what it is, man. That's
real talk. Especially last thing, bro. That's like as black men, that's probably like our biggest vice. Being able to differentiate, time, place, and appropriate, behaviors for certain situations, especially when we come out the mud, like us brothers from the hood. Sometimes I know it's real hard whenever you come up from like a bad environment to be able to kind of like switch off like your angry like street nigga mentality into like even like a work setting or interacting with women or just different phases and places of life. That's something as black men especially we got to learn how to do better, and that's why I appreciate your program so much, bro.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that, bro.
No doubt. You keep doing your thing, bro. I know you got some more callers.
All right, bro. Have a good night, man. All right.
I appreciate it.
So, what's going on in the chat room, people? Who we got in here? Azarel 6394. Khalil is in the building. What's popping? What else we got in here? So the calling number is 646-481-3901. That is the call-in number. Jay, what's going on? So yeah, we was talking about women giving you a hard time. Women giving you a goddamn hard time. And what a lot of dudes don't understand is that some dudes don't have a hard time with women. You feel what I'm saying? But I'll get to that in a second. What's poppin'? Who's calling?
Yeah, what's good?
What up? Who's this?
What up? I'm calling from Europe. My name is Weed.
What up, bro? What's going on?
Yeah, it's all good, I got two questions for you. It's a thing, something girls ask me sometimes. And I don't know how to take it, but they're asking me, why do I never get angry? They're telling me, why do you never get angry? And I'm thinking, is it because I'm never reactive, or is it because I am nice guy or something?
Right. Nah, well, the thing is, if a chick's asking you why you don't get angry, it's maybe because she's used to dealing with emotional ass dudes. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she's not used to dealing with a guy who's really on top of his shit. You feel what I'm saying? And that's why she's asking you, because you're different than most of the other dudes. You feel what I mean?
Yeah. So she's like attracted to that.
Right. Right. Exactly. And again, that's gonna make you even more attractive than other guys because, as a man, right? Women are looking towards you for that stability. You understand? See,
Uh-huh.
when they say women want, security and, a guy to provide and protect and all that, and the guy who has resources and all that other stuff, that also includes you being able to actually, be on, like, you have some sort of like emotional maturity, like how to, not let your emotions get the best of you. You see what I mean? And so when you know how to do that, chicks are going to, be attracted to you more, and you're going to stand out from other guys who are like extremely, emotional about shit and always sweating the girls and calling them every 5 minutes, asking them why they ain't called, all that other type of shit. You feel me? So, yes, that's how that goes.
Yeah, but that's cool. That's cool. I thought about it. But
Right.
Never mind. But second question: should you sometimes like ignore a text when she's texting you something, asking you something? Should you ignore just to spice it up?
Well, the thing is, like, is she, like, if she's texting you just random shit, like, just nonsense, or just like on some hey what you doing type stuff, are you saying should you ignore it, or are you just saying just in general just ignore text to spice it up? Is that what you're saying?
Uh, Say it like I was with her, in the club. She was with me, and then two Latino chicks was at me. They talked to me. She was like attracted. So later days, she texted me, hey, how was it with the two chicks? They're talking to you. Was it good? And I didn't respond to that.
Right. Well, the thing is this: it's not necessarily where you have to ignore the text. What you should do, just in general, when you're texting chicks or whatever, is more so not necessarily ignoring it, but you can respond to her text, right? But what you want to respond is, if you, because I don't know where this chick is, or if you actually could meet up with her, it should always be a response in you trying to get at her. You understand what I'm saying? So anytime, like, so what I'm saying is there shouldn't be any text where you guys are just idle chatter or whatever. You understand? It shouldn't just be like talking about nothing. If a chick texts you, you be like, oh, hey, what's up? Yeah, I was with those chicks last night, but anyway, what's up with you? When we gonna get together? That's it. You feel what I'm saying? And then right, and then if she's texting you other stuff, like let's say she starts asking you other questions, so she's like, oh, so what'd you eat for breakfast and blah 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 blah. You understand? You be like, oh, listen, I had some good for breakfast, but look, I gotta run, I gotta bounce, I'm going to do some stuff, so hit me up later to let me know if you free for Friday. You understand? So it's always going back to just setting something up through text. Like, you shouldn't be going back and forth talking to her, and you don't necessarily need to ignore her text. The only time you ignore her text is if she's not responding to what you're saying about getting together. If she just starts texting you about other nonsense instead of answering a question about when is she free, then you could ignore her for a while and then probably hit her up the next week and be like, yo, when are you free? Let's get together. You understand? But you don't necessarily need to do it on purpose. You understand? All you need to do is when you're texting a chick, remember, texting or calling girls is just about setting shit up to meet them. Anything else in between that is
because I've been on game like for many years,
right?
And that's why you felt like I said to you why I never get angry. It's because I know game,
Right.
But you read game, and many articles, I don't know, YouTube and shit, and sometimes people say like, you don't have to answer her. Text, and sometimes just to make her wonder, get some more attractive, gravitate towards you.
Right.
But I don't want to make her like, oh, is this dude not liking me for that?
Right.
I want her to come back and text me again. That's what I'm waiting for.
Right. And that's the thing. You don't necessarily have to ignore her text to try to, create that thing. It's more so like see, if a chick texts you and you don't get back to her, let's say you don't get back to her in like 3 or 4 hours, you actually not getting back to her really should have been because you were actually doing something for those 3 or 4 hours and you probably didn't see the text yet, or you were busy doing some other shit. It shouldn't just be like, oh, I see her texting me, now I'm gonna wait a whole few, you know what I'm saying? Because now what you're doing on a subconscious level is you're actually sort of putting her on a pedestal to a certain extent, because you're you're orchestrating your day and time based off of trying to get her to like you. You understand? Versus you saying, okay, this is, I'm doing shit, I'm living my life, I'm doing my thing. She's texting me, so you don't got to hit her right back if you're, in the middle of something. But all you're doing is responding to her only to set something up. So if she says, hey, what'd you have for breakfast? Right? You could be like, yeah, I had some cereal. By the way, I'm real busy. I'm about to head out because I got to do some shit. When are you free so we can get together? That's it. And all she should be responding to you is about you and her getting together. If she responds to you with some other shit talking about, oh, so what are you having for lunch today? Then you can ignore that fucking text. You see what I'm saying? Because she's not responding to you getting together. You see what I mean?
We did that before. She was like, "Damn, She was like, I want to have a time, and next time we meet, we're gonna sleep together.
Right.
So
right.
I said okay, and then she asked me the question. Then I ignored it because we said okay already, and I don't want to keep continuing.
Exactly right. Yeah. Then at that point, you can ignore her, or while you're setting the time for you guys get to, you say okay, we're gonna get together Friday at such and such time to have sex or whatever what it is. You say, hey, listen, I'll see you on Friday. I gotta run. I got some shit to do. I'll see you on Friday, so that she knows like I ain't got time to respond to your shit. So if she does text you some nonsense and you don't respond, she knows why you didn't respond because you already told her, look, I'm doing my thing. I'm out here making shit happen, so I ain't got time to be going back and forth. I'll see you Friday. Yeah. Period. That's it. You see what I mean? And then you just keep that shit moving. That's all you got to do. You feel what I'm saying? That is it, bro. That is it, man.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Mr. Locario. Keep doing you, and I'm going out now.
All right, bro. Appreciate it, man.
All right.
Later.
Peace.
Yeah, man. So what's good, people? Who we got in the room? We got Sticky E in the building. Garen Peters, what's going on? Yo, what's poppin'? Who's this?
Hey, what's going on, man?
What up?
From CP.
What's going on with you?
Good. I just want to keep things real short. So I basically just had like a little question, like, because sometimes, you hit them real low points in the game and shit, So you hit them real low points, like.
Right.
So, like, my thing was just like, how do you allocate, focusing on yourself and then also, working on the game? Like, how do you do that? Like, how do you balance things out, pretty much,
Right. Well, the thing is this, is that... No, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Yeah, because, sometimes, you hit a low point in the game, you feel like...
Going on, give me like a example.
Just the constant flakiness.
Right. So you're talking about like constant flakiness, chicks acting stupid and all that other shit, whatever?
Yeah, it's just the constant flakiness. Like everything's going good, then when you get to the close, they just on some funny shit. It's just...
Right. Well, this is the thing. First, and this is what I tell all guys, you got to accept, right? You have to accept what the game is. And I think that right there messes up a lot of guys when they don't accept it. Meaning, what I mean, accept the game as it is, meaning you got to know there's gonna be chicks that's gonna flake. You understand? You got to know there's gonna be chicks that's gonna reject you. You got to know there's gonna be chicks that's gonna be on some bullshit. Like, it is, as long as you accept that as part of it going in when you're doing what you're doing, right? Then once you accept it, and what I mean accept it, I mean that you understand that this is what's going on. And I'm not saying that you need to like it. I'm not saying that you need to look at it as in a way where you're putting up with women doing bullshit. You understand? So accepting it is knowing, okay, this chick flaked, so I'm not going to call her anymore. But you accept that chicks are flaky, so you're not going to let that get to you and get you upset. You feel what I'm saying? But what you got to understand is that the more that you the more energy you put into the game, the more you're going to get out of it. But also too, the more energy you put in, the more flakes you're going to get, the more rejections you're going to get. You understand? It's almost like simple math. You understand? If if I talk to 100 girls this month, right, I might get, let's say, 20 to 30 of them, right? I might get 20 or 30 numbers. 70 is going to reject me and not give me their number, right? So versus a guy who only talks to 10 girls and he gets rejected 9 times and one girl gives him the number. So he got one number, I got 30 numbers. He got 9 rejections, I got 70 rejections. You understand? So I'm still doing, I'm still actually having literally more women than him, and also I get more rejections than him. You understand? So if I want more shit to happen, I have to accept that more shit is going to happen on the flip side, meaning more rejections and flakiness. If I'm trying to like shield myself from the rejections and flakiness, I'm also shielding myself from the successes and me getting shit popping with the girl. So the thing is that you just got to understand that that's the aspect of the game. Now, what you need to do also too is that the way that you get more shit going is that you actually have to practice more technique. And that's the thing that a lot of guys don't realize, is that because you can go up to 100 girls, but if your technique is weak, right, you could go up to 100 and maybe only get one of them. If your technique is strong, you'll probably get 20 or 30. So that's the difference between, it's a combination of the numbers game and your technique. So something could be within your technique, which is why certain girls be flaking. Or what happens is that sometimes, let's say, for example, you talking to a girl, you might end up getting her number, and you got her number, but at the same time, she wasn't really, what's the word I'm looking for? She wasn't really cooperating the whole way. You understand? She was being sort of wishy-washy. Even though you got the number at the end of the day, she still wasn't showing as much interest as you would have thought, and that's why she flaked. You understand? So a lot of times you get flakiness from girls sometimes because the girls you're trying to close the deal with aren't girls who actually wanted to fuck with you. But you just did it because you felt like, well, she's here. I already been talking to her for like 20 minutes, so I should just get the number anyway. And then now you get upset and pissed off because she flaked on you. But within that interaction, you would have seen that, okay, she's going to flake. Like a lot of times I can see when a guy gets a girl's number and I can tell that this girl's going to flake on him just from that first conversation they have. You understand? Because he'll be like, yo, let me get your number. She's like, oh, I don't know. I'm kind of this and I'm kind of that. And then he's like, come on, let's do this, let's do that. And she's like, all right, here's my number. She gives it to him reluctantly. And then he calls and he's like, I don't know why she didn't pick up. You understand? But she didn't pick up because she was never interested in the first place. You see what I mean? So it's little things like that to understand that that's part of the game. But in order to, to balance it out, is that it's just basically putting yourself out there and keep doing what you're doing. But at the same time, don't let it get to you. You understand? And what I mean is, anytime a chick flakes on you, don't let it get, doesn't give you the number or she rejects you, don't let the shit get to you. Look at it as it's supposed to happen this way. You understand? And then what's going to happen is that, go ahead. What are you saying? Go ahead.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing. Like, cause like I normally don't let it get to me. Like, except sometimes you go through those points where it's just like, damn, it's just like back to back. That's why I actually stopped like taking chicks' numbers. I was like, yo, this shit is just pointless. They talk about how they feeling you and they love you, everything about you, and then you get the number, you hit them up, and then nothing. Like, and that just kept happening. I was like, what the fuck? Like, because I can tell if a chick is interested or not. I don't waste my time with chicks who are not interested. Right. That's what was kind of fucking me up. Like, it was just like, damn, it's like, yo, it's just ridiculous, man. Like, I feel like I need to take a break sometimes. Like,
but see, and the thing is this though, is that like give me on average, how many chicks would you on average talk to, let's say, in a day? You feel what I'm saying? Like, and I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about from, maybe hollering at a chick in the street, hollering at a chick at a bar, online dating, social circle, whatever. Any interaction, with a chick that you would have been able to give her your number or exchange numbers. Like, how many in one day?
Well, I can't put a number on it, but I'll say this. Like, I'll basically break it down for you. Like, as far as the nighttime is concerned, I really only have Thursdays to go out because of work. So on Thursdays, I usually I go out plenty on Thursdays. Like, so Thursdays, I can't give you a good number, but it's definitely a good amount. Like,
so
as far as like the
10?
daytime goes, nighttime, yeah, I probably say around like 10ish, more than that. A lot of times, but really it's only Thursday. And then as far as like daytime goes, and like I said, I've called you plenty of times to ask you about like daytime and stuff. Like, I think when I called you last time when you were with Amina, she was just like, y'all were just like, yo, you gotta go to New York, like.
Oh, right, yeah, I remember that, yeah, because you say you work a lot, and you from what? You from Connecticut, right?
Yeah, Connecticut's just. I don't need to tell you how horrible CT is. Like,
oh yeah, I was in Connecticut a few months ago. I was out there. It's kind of ain't shit popping off. Like,
me and my friends got a kick out of that when we saw that video. We were like, finally, this big Mr. Locario.
Right, yeah, because it's yeah. So you definitely got it. You definitely got to go out to fucking to another spot. Your specific situation, because see, that's the thing that guys don't understand is that, you know, it's almost like this. The more skilled you are, the less girls you need to talk to. You understand? The less skilled you are, the more girls you need to talk to. So the thing is, because everybody, you know, every dude, you know, I don't care if he's a beginner, if he's advanced, whatever. A lot of times guys go through what they call a dry spell. You understand what I'm saying? Where 1 minute it just seems like nothing's working. Like you talking to mad chicks, shit's not going down. Yep. You know, it just happens. You understand? It's part, and again, that's part of the game too. But see, the thing is that it starts to fall into place. It starts to pick back up. The thing is that, you know, you could always take a break from whatever you're doing. But what you got to understand is that nothing is really going to change. You're still going to have to jump back into it at some point. You understand? So the break is just more so for you to,
that.
You know.
I'm not one of those. I'm not one of those people saying, "Oh, fuck chicks, you gotta get your money now." That's
right.
Like, I'm talking about. I'm talking about, like, you know, just like maybe just take a week off just to kind of just recoup.
Oh yeah, definitely, because you still need your energy to be able to do whatever the hell you're doing. But see, the thing that I tell guys is that, you know, it's one of those things where in order for the success to happen, it's almost like you have to understand the whole scope of the situation, and all that means is that you have to keep putting yourself in situations in order to be on the way to actually having success, because there's a lot of things that are going to stop you from getting from point A to point B. Because like you said, you talk to a girl, you get information and then she's flaking out, or, you know, she's not returning a call and all this other stuff, and a lot of times it has nothing to even do with you. So there's certain things where that's totally out of your control. So you can't really do anything about that. You see what I mean? So, but all you can do is talk to the next girl. You see what I'm saying? And so that's the thing. So, and while you're talking to the next girl, this is why, because see, the reason why it's hard for me to even answer this question a lot of times is that because I would literally need to be there with you to see, because it could be something you're doing that I could be like, oh, that's the thing that if you switch this up, your shit will go a little bit easier later on down the line. You see what I'm saying? This is why I like.
What's your opinion on getting numbers? Like that's like, what's your opinion on that? Like,
right. Well, the thing is, I usually, I'd say like at this point, like I'd say 75 to 85% of the time, I just give a chick my information and tell her to hit me up. You know what I'm saying? That's
what I've been doing.
And right, and so, you know, but see, the only thing with that is that you'll have chicks hitting you up, but the thing is, you'll still, even though they hit you up, that's still not necessarily a guarantee that, you know, sex is gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Because it's still, because as soon as they hit you up, you still got to set that date. You still got to do everything else you would have been doing if you would have hit them up. It's just still the same shit. The only thing is that them hitting you up shows a little bit more interest off the jump because they're hitting you up. You feel what I'm saying? But again, right? But again, this is why the technique is important, because if a girl hits you up and then she's feeling you, she's at that point where she's feeling you. She's at that height. So now, if you fuck it up, then it's gonna, you know, it'll dissolve. And this is why it's important to understand what you're doing in the situation, because it's like, especially when you first meet a chick, that's the easiest, that's the time that it's most likely that you're gonna lose her. You understand? So what I mean is, the when you first meet chicks, this is the point where it's easiest for them to stop fucking with you because there's no emotional attachment there yet. You see what I'm saying? To a certain extent.
Yeah.
So the more that you get that emotional attachment, this is why I'll be telling guys when you fuck with chicks, it's good to try to have sex with them as soon as possible. Because once you have sex with them, you know what I'm saying? Then it's like, okay, it's creating that attachment to a certain extent, and then it's easier to continue to make something happen with her in most cases. Yeah, because playing the numbers game and working on the technique is basically the two things that you really need to do to up your situation. But the thing is that, you know, it takes a lot of effort and energy to do that. You see what I'm saying? And that's the part that guys don't really want to get into. You see what I'm saying? That's the part motherfuckers don't want to make happen, you know?
Nah, because like I said, you know, I've been going, I've been really going off this year, like Rick said, really following your stuff. And, and like I said, mentally, I've gotten so much better at dealing with, you know, just the game and all that. You know, it's just, you know, very few times, you know, sometimes I let it get to me. Like, you know, today's a good example. That's why it's just like, I was really glad you were going live today, because I really needed to just get out some stuff. Because, you know, even though sometimes when you know these things, it's like, damn, it still gets frustrating.
Oh, yeah, because the thing is that you want this success, but this is the thing, though. This is the trick. This is the part that guys got to understand, right? Is that the dudes who have the most success go the hardest. I'm talking about the most success. You understand? Or just continuous success. Because see, a lot of guys, they look at me because this is the thing, you know, doing this YouTube stuff, right? I get, you know, people watching this shit and people, you know, view this. So when I'm out in the city, I run into people who watch these videos. So they're like, oh shit, Mr. Locario, what up, blah, 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 blah. So I'm out there and I might be at a party, I might be at an event, whatever, right? So when I'm out there and I'm talking to chicks, it's like these dudes, they think that every girl I talk to, shit is just going to go down. You feel what I'm saying? So when they see it don't, you feel what I'm saying? They're just like, you know, like, oh, this is crazy, because they think I'm some damn superhero or some shit. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm like, yo, the thing is, I'll go up in a venue and I might talk to, you know, 20 or 30 girls. You understand? And then, you know, and then out of those 20 or 30, maybe like 5 to maybe 7 is really cooperating heavy. You feel what I'm saying? And so when they see that I actually had to go through those girls to get to the 5 or 7, then the shit starts making more sense to them, so that they're able to see like, oh shit, okay, now you actually got to put in some effort. You actually got to put in some work, no matter who the fuck you are. And so that's the thing that I think that messes up guys, because they're thinking there must be something I'm doing wrong. They're thinking to themselves, I must be doing something wrong because I talked to 3 girls today and all of them rejected me. And I'm like, nigga, 3? Dude, I get rejected by 3 before breakfast. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, you gotta be able to keep that shit pushing.
Honestly, that's why I, you know, I stopped listening. So I stopped with nothing, not trying to shit on the R&B and D-Way and all that other stuff. But, you know, my thing was, it's just like, I just felt, like, it just felt very inauthentic to me a lot of times watching those dudes. And that's why, like, I sort of gravitated towards you, because you have, like, an authenticity to you that I really like and shit. Like, you just keep it real.
Nah, shit is real. Because I be telling dudes, like, yo, you know, it's most of the it's like anything else. It's like anything else, because it's all what you call it? It's all, like, comparative to everything else in life. Because if you think about a recording artist. They put out an album, right? And their album gets seen, or their videos or their music gets seen by, you know, 10 million people, and they only sell 500,000 records. Out of 10 million people, only 500,000 bought. So that means that you have all these millions of people who didn't fuck with them. It's the same shit with dealing with chicks. You talk to all these girls, you're going to have all these girls that interacted with you, and then you're going to have this small percentage out of the large percentage that's fucking with you. It's the same shit. But see, for some reason when it comes to dating and relationships, people think it's this magical thing. And I always say, this is why I say that the game is about you, because the game is about you being able to actually push yourself to get those women who are fucking with you. You see what I mean? That's all this really is about. It's about you being, because you're going to have one guy who's going to say, yo, you know what? Even though I got rejected 6 times, I'm gonna go to the 7th and 8th girl. Then you're gonna have the guy that says, "Damn, I got rejected 6 times. I give up. This is some bullshit, and it's never gonna work." And then he stops. So then the guy who kept going, he gets the 8th or 9th girl. The guy who stopped, he didn't get shit. You feel what I'm saying? And so that's the thing that dudes gotta understand. That's, part of the whole fucking thing. You feel me?
Yeah,
so,
and that's all it keeps going. Like I told you, I've gotten so much better at that.
Right.
Even sometimes when it gets like real deep in the doldrums, I always gotta tell myself, like, for example, like the 71st time or the 72nd time, like it's like you just gotta keep being optimistic and shit. Like,
right, and on top of that, it's always you always gotta basically do what you're doing, reassess what's going on, and then try to tweak what you're doing to get better results. You feel what I'm saying? And so that's the thing that guys don't understand is that, but see, this is the part that's hard for a lot of dudes. They want the better results, but they don't want to study up on how to get the better results, or they don't want to put into practice what it means to get better results. You feel what I'm saying? And so that's what, because I'll be telling cats, I'll be like, listen, like I get emails every day of dudes asking me questions, and I'm like, dude, every question you're asking me is either in this book, you understand what I'm saying? It's on the fucking Bad Boy membership. It's in a few of my videos, like, so it's there, but they're not taking the time to see it and put it into practice. And so that's the problem, is that dudes, they'll be making the same mistakes over and over and over and over again. And I'm like, dude, this has already been said. It's there. You just got to actually, take heed to the information. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is. You feel me? But yo, let me, I'm gonna have to get some more of these calls. I got a lot of people calling in like crazy.
All right. So one last question, real quick. Like, as far as like putting in game, like, because I go to school and I work, how many days out of the week do you think is a good number for me to just to practice the game and all that,
Well,
like,
it's the thing.
Just in that.
I always say for guys who are busy, do it in passing. You see what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to wait until a specific day to go out to a place. Like, if you're going, if you're going to go get something to eat at a restaurant and there's a girl in the line, talk to her. You're at Starbucks, there's a girl sitting there drinking a coffee, go talk to her. If you are going to do your laundry, on your way to the laundry, you see some girl at the laundromat, whatever. If you are at the movie theaters, you waiting in line at the movies, you see a girl. So you can do all of this while you're doing whatever you're doing. If you're in school or whatever, you see a girl in the hallway at school, whatever it is, you need to just do it there, because if you don't have enough time to specifically take out a block of time to go out to a bar or whatever it is, you got to do the shit as much as you can in passing. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, so definitely try that shit, man. All right?
All right, man, take it easy.
All right, bro. Peace. All right, let me get this call, because this dude's been calling like crazy. What's going on? Who's this?
Big homie, big brother, man. It's Garen, man.
What up? What's going on?
What's good, dog?
Chilling. What's going on with you?
I just gotta get some shit out. I just wanted to find out, like, when you're dealing with these females, basically, because what I'm hearing from you, your philosophy, is it basically your way or no way?
I mean, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's pretty much what it is in a nutshell. Like, there's times where you could compromise as far as once a girl becomes your girlfriend or your wife or whatever, and you've been with them for a while, meaning you can sort of be a little bit more lenient, but it's still going along with your program. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So, that's really what it is. You know what I'm saying? So if you start going towards what she's trying to do just because she wants to do it, or just because, you're trying to get in her good graces, or you're trying to have sex with her or whatever it is, then you're going down a path of being a dude who's not really on his own purpose, on his own program. And then you're eventually, usually those situations don't turn out too well, because the girl ends up at some point losing respect for you, because she knows that you're not really doing your thing. You're just sort of like all over the place. You see what I mean?
So basically, these people gotta submit themselves. Pretty much.
And it's like this. This is the thing. You first have to be on point. You understand? Because a chick, even if a chick has this, you have some chicks who they just have a more naturally submissive nature. You understand what I'm saying? Where they're just gonna, go with the flow, sort of like follow your lead, do all this other stuff. Then you have women who they peep that you're not really on top of your shit, which is why they don't cooperate. And it's not that they're not cooperating because they don't want to, it's that they don't trust you. You see what I'm saying? So meaning they don't trust to follow your program. And that's because you don't know what your program is, or your program is all over the place. You see what I mean?
So when they stand up, you sit their ass down.
I mean, it all depends. See, you're saying it in this black and white thing. Again, it depends on you. Because look, let's say if you are the type of dude who's on some bullshit, meaning you don't really do that much, or you don't really have a focus in life. You're not really let's say you just stay home and play video games all day. You ain't really doing nothing.
Dream. I'm like right now in my life, I'm building I'm in insurance, so I'm building a business on a daily basis.
Right. Okay, perfect. So since you're doing that, you got to find a girl who is gonna basically be, who's gonna benefit you in you building that business. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning, it's not necessarily where she has to work with you on it necessarily, but she has to support you as far as not detracting from you building that business. You see what I mean? So, for example, if you're dealing with this chick and let's say she's, bringing a lot of drama and a lot of negative energy to you, that's going to affect how you interact with the business. You see what I mean? So you got to charge it to the game. But let's say if you're working real hard and your girl, she makes you a sandwich or some shit, and she's like, hey, I see you hungry, you ain't really eating nothing, here, take this, and then she gives you the sandwich, and you eat the sandwich, and you feel you got more energy to do what you got to do. You see what I mean? You keep that chick around. You see what I mean? So you got to just understand that what she's doing should be, in conjunction with what your program is. You understand what I'm saying? She's supposed to be supporting you on your program, because the thing is, once a woman finds a guy to get with like that, she's getting what she wants. You see what I mean? The problem is with all this, people got this thought process with the super feminist type of society. They make it seem as if, having your chick follow your program is you sort of like being a tyrant, or you being a dude who's, you're telling her to do things she doesn't want to do. No, she actually wants to do that. That's what a chick is looking for. She's looking for a guy who actually knows what he's doing, knows where he's going, and she wants to be part of that team. You see what I mean? So you gotta make sure that she's following that, so that the relationship that you have, whatever that relationship is going to flow smoothly. You see what I mean?
So when you have a program, you gotta have rules to your program, and these females, they can't break the rules to your program no matter what.
Exactly. If they do, they gotta bounce. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. No ifs, ands, or buts about this shit, because the thing is, if you sort of deviate from your program, or you spend a lot of time going through a whole bunch of bullshit with the girl, that's taken away from what you're really trying to build and what you're trying to get going. You see what I mean? And so a lot of guys end up, you have guys who end up being on some bullshit with the chicks. They get into some nonsense with the girl, and they never really live up to their full potential because of some nonsense they did with the chick. You see what I mean? So
All right. And let's say that you out and you approaching these dimes, and basically they give you a hard time. Should you try to fight that shit, or when you see them give you a hard time, you just charge that shit to the game and keep it moving? Like, all right, let's say you approach and the female not give you no eye contact. Let's say you approach and she not facing you. She just giving you a hard time. She giving you a hard time because, like, sometimes I feel like I should go back, and like sometimes I feel like these females be rejecting me just to see how strong I am, and just to see if I come back. So if they give me a hard time, should I ask you fight it or just like kill that shit?
Nah, see, it depends on the context, because like you said, if you're talking to a chick and she's not even looking at you, you understand, and that happens sometimes when you try to say something to a girl, she's blatantly ignoring you, you understand, then you keep that shit moving. Now, there's ways that you can sort of say stuff to her to get her to, like, sort of, to trigger her or whatever, if you want. This is what I call extra credit. I talked about this before, is that is something you're doing extra to elicit a response or to make something happen. But the thing is, in general, if a chick is on some bullshit where she's not, she's ignoring you or she's acting all belligerent like that, nah, you charge that to the game. The reason why is because, what you want to get into a mindset of, you want to get into this abundance mindset to where you're not really there for that type of energy. You're there just to get what you need to get in the moment, and you're on that mission. Your focus is always look at it as like when you're trying to pick fruit from a fruit stand. It's like you don't sit there and look at the bad apple and then try to look at if there has good parts to the bad apple. No, you see the apple's bad, you put that shit down, you pick up another one, see if it's ripe, and then you put that shit down because it's not. You pick up the next one, you say, okay, this is the one I'm gonna pick. This one's good. I'm getting this one, and it's as simple as that. But the thing is that if you are running into those chicks, and let's say she might be like a bad chick, you might be like, damn, she's hot as hell. She looks good or whatever, right? And so you might be enticed. You're like, but damn, she's bad though. I want to get at her. You see what I mean? Then if you want to do that extra credit of trying to make something happen, then yeah, you can do that. But at the same time, that shouldn't be something you're doing all the time. You understand? It shouldn't be something that you make a habit to do, because you want to make more so the habit of being in that abundance mindset to just keep it moving. You see what I mean? So
don't go back again.
Right. So in certain situations, if you want to, and if you really are feeling her, you're like, damn, but she bad, I want to maybe smash or whatever, then yeah, you can go back one more time, or you could try to make something happen. But in general, you shouldn't that shouldn't be your main thing. You see what I mean? Your main thing needs to be you sort of keeping that moving and just getting with the cooperative chicks. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's category one.
Right.
And another thing, when I be running into these females, some of these dames be telling me they got boyfriends. Some of these dames be telling me they're married. I want to know, like, have you ever got past that? Have you ever got past the dame telling you, oh, I'm married, or I do have a boyfriend? Because I be running, because I hear that shit a lot when I'm out in the field, talking to these dames. So, have you ever got past that? And how would you get around a chick telling you, oh, I got a boyfriend, or else I'm married?
Yeah, usually, sometimes they actually do got boyfriends, sometimes they.
But could you get around that though?
Yeah, I mean, well, that's the thing. I don't try to get around it, and the only way I get around it, because I don't really fuck with chicks who got boyfriends like that. Like I used to back in the day, but I stopped because too many dudes is simps nowadays. You see what I'm saying? The simping is at an all-time high, meaning these dudes will come after you. You feel what I'm saying? They don't go to their chick. They'll come. So I just don't even really fuck with it that much at all. The most I would do as far as to get around it is I would say to her, I'd give her the card and be like, look, this is my card. If anything changes, if you and your boyfriend, whatever, break up, holla at me. You feel what I'm saying? That's it. And then you just keep that shit moving. Because the thing is, if a chick, if a chick has a boyfriend, or, let's say like if she's feeling you and she has a boyfriend, sometimes the chicks won't even tell you they got a boyfriend in some cases, which is not even a good thing too, because if she do have a boyfriend and she's not telling you, and then you end up fucking her and all this other stuff, and then you end up, like you don't want to be in that type of situation anyway. You understand? So sometimes they just won't even basically let you know. But the thing is, if they do have boyfriends, they'll let you know, hey, I got a boyfriend, and you just got to keep that shit pushing. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of chicks who, and sometimes they don't have boyfriends, and they're just saying they got a boyfriend because they're not feeling you. But either way, they're not feeling you, which is why they're lying about saying they got a boyfriend. So either way, I always say that boyfriend shit is a thing that you don't necessarily need to really deal with. You know what I'm saying? Because.
And what about approaching these dames in a blunt way? Like, like sometimes I build rapport, but sometimes I don't even be feeling like doing it. I just go and introduce myself and ask for the number. Like, is that cool, or is that too blunt?
Nah, that's cool. You could do that. It ain't nothing. There's times where I literally, that's all I've said to a chick as I'm like leaving a bar or something. I'll be leaving a spot, and I see some chick near the end of the bar, and I'll be like, yo, what's up? Listen, here's my card to give me a call, like, tomorrow night or whatever.
Quick shit.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm like, my name is so-and-so. What's your name? Okay, cool. Holla at me. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Some of them holler, some of them don't. So, the thing is that you can do that. And this is the part that I think guys got to get out their head, is that when they think about chicks who are dimes, and they think about girls who are like hot chicks, guys think they need to do something different, when it comes to like hot girls or girls they think are hot. Because again, a hot chick is just an opinion. Because you could see a chick and say she's a dime, and I might say she thinks she's a 4. Or I might say, yo, that chick, I might see a chick and think she's a dime, and you might think she's a 4. So there's no different way you got to come at them. The only thing is that in general, you got to come at chicks in general on some boss type shit, on some confident type shit in general, just to any girl. You understand? So when you see that girl who you think is a dime, it don't matter she a dime because you still coming at her on some confident shit. You see what I mean? And that's what actually gets you to get her. You understand? It's like almost looking at chicks as the dime sometimes fucks you up in the long run because you put her on that pedestal in your mind on a subconscious level, which makes it harder for you to get her because now you're interacting with her differently than you would have if she was just some other chick that was, you know what I'm saying, just there. You understand? So you gotta just, you just gotta holler at how you would holler at her anyway. And on top of that, guys have the assumption that just because a chick is a dime, that she likes a certain type of guy. They'll be like, oh, well, she's a dime, so she probably likes this type of guy, that type of guy. You don't fucking know, so you gotta go up there and approach and see what's popping. You see what I mean?
All right, my last one. I think this shit gonna change my life, man, because I've been dealing with this shit for a minute. Like these dimes who I be working with, bro. I be like, it's not even on a sexual level. It's just like my manhood. Like these dimes who I be working with in the office, I be feeling like they be disrespectful. Like, like when I be talking to them, they just be like, kind of ignoring me and shit, like on a disrespectful level. So I'm just trying to get some game on how to deal with these bitches in the office, because it's like these bitches just keep trying me, and like I don't want to check them hoes and like
what? Like what do they be doing?
I wanna.
What do they be doing? What do they do?
Like like my assistant, like she the assistant. I give her an order or something like that. I tell her what to do. Like I'll be like, hey, call this person for me or something like that. Else I greet her, and this bitch always just have an attitude and shit. And I don't want to snap on the bitch. I don't want to like check her. I just want to keep my composure, but. It's just like it's been happening for a long time. Like these bitches who I be working with, these bitches be having attitudes toward the nigga, and it's only the bitches that I be working with. So I'm trying to figure out how to correct that shit in life. So when I fucking like, so when I elevate into like a different office and different workspace, I know how to conduct that shit and shut all that shit down. Cause these bitches be doing some disrespectful shit. Like I speak to them and they don't say shit. So I
and this is hold on. And so this is a job you working at, or this is your own business?
It's my business. This is my business.
But this is your own business?
I feel like on a respect level, they don't be respecting me.
Hold on, wait. This is your own business. This is like your
correct.
And you got
all right. It's a partnership. Like everybody in the office, we all pay rent and we're building our insurance business. But inside the business, it's certain females that I feel like them hoes just don't respect. They don't respect me as a fucking man. That shit fuck with me. Like sometimes I speak to them, they don't say some shit. Sometimes I ask the bitch to do some shit. She have an attitude and shit. And I'm wondering like, do I need to check that bitch or just stop speaking to that bitch?
Well, this is the thing. You gotta see the difficult part about your situation is that you're sort of working with them, so you're not really like their boss or anything. You're like a partner with them, right?
Correct.
So now what's going to have to happen is that you're going to have a discussion, not checking them necessarily, but like just a professional discussion where y'all meet and say, hey, listen, this is what the issues are. And, and then if that can't get settled, right, then what's going to happen is that you might have to figure out a way to get some new business partners. You feel what I'm saying? Or go off on your own and do your own thing and find some. I'm dead serious because that shit ain't going. That's not going to. Because I can hear it in your voice. You frustrated about it, joint. You understand what I'm saying?
Bro, that shit be fucking with me like, yo, dog, this shit been fucking with me for a minute. Like, yo, these dimes just be acting. They be having an attitude. Like it's this one particular dime. Like, you know what I'm saying? She be acting like she got an attitude or some shit. Like a fucking attitude. I be like, I don't want to check her. So you're saying that when that shit come up, you just have a professional discussion,
right? Like, cause like, and so this is if this is the chicks that first of all, if these are the chicks that you're working with, don't even look at them as dimes. You know what I'm saying? You calling them dimes like you're trying to holler. You see what I'm saying? Like that's just your partner in business. So it should be just straight business. And what I would suggest you do is that they call this. You ever heard of a compliment sandwich? You feel what I'm saying?
No, I never heard of that.
So a compliment sandwich is when you're trying to tell somebody something, and what you do is you tell them something good about themselves, and then you tell them the issue that you're having with them, and then you end it off with something good about themselves. So for example, let's say, you got some chick, like let's say like one of the girls that you work with, her name is like, freaking Sandra or something. You say, hey Sandra, listen, you have that you be like, Sandra, listen, I really love that you are able to do these things and this things, and sales have been up and it's really been good, but what I have to say is, I've been noticing that it's been like a really, some really bad communication between us.
I've been noticing that you got a fucking attitude,
right? But don't say it like that. You know what I mean? Like you gotta still be cordial about it. So you can be like, hey, I noticed there's been some conflict between the way me and you communicate. And I just want to, let you know that I'm feeling this way. Do you feel a certain way, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end of it, you'd be like, hey, listen, I really like working with you. I like that we actually make this happen. So let's continue to do blah, blah, blah. So the thing is, you got to come at this shit real cordial, real professional. Now, if the bullshit keeps happening, right, then at that point, you got to be like, all right, look, we going to have to figure some shit out or part ways or something, because that's going to affect you. In the long term, if you keep yourself around that type of energy. You see what I'm saying? And also too, you got to peep who you're getting in business with, because if you're dealing with this chick and she's, on that type of shit, you know what I'm saying? Then, or you're dealing with a girl who's on that type of stuff, you got to know, okay, well, it might not be, basically a good thing for me to get into business with this type of person. So you got to really be careful about who you're getting into business with, and, make sure that they're on point, so you don't even have to go through this type of shit in the first place. You see what I'm saying?
So when you see a violation, you check that shit. But if that shit continues, just dismiss that bitch and just charge that shit to the beginning. Don't even worry about that shit. If that shit continues. Exactly.
Yeah, so that's what you got to do, bro. But yeah, you gotta make sure that you got your business on point, man. You can't be working with chicks that's gonna be on some disrespectful shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So but yeah, that's
all right,
it, bro.
That's all I got, bro. Appreciate that, bro.
Appreciate it. All right, bro. Later.
Yo.
All right. Yeah, you gotta make sure, guys, man, that you know what I'm saying, like when you fucking with these, dude said there's some dimes I'm working with. I'm like, man. You gotta be careful with that shit. Yo, what's poppin'? Who's this? Yo.
Hello?
Yo, what's going on? Who's this?
What's going on, Mr. Locario?
What up? Who's this? What's your name?
Oh, this is Aaron.
Alright, where you from?
Kansas City.
Alright, what's going on with you?
Okay, I wanted to expand on the last caller. When you were talking about, females going with your program.
Right.
So, I got a question though, okay, so you have a program with a female, you know what I'm saying? You know what you want her to do, and you might give her some instructions.
Right.
Like, for example, you might say, hey, you know what I'm saying, go pick up the laundry or whatever. So my question is, what if a female tries to put you on her program? Like, for example, what if you out and she says, hey, go pick up the laundry? What's up with that? Like, how do you handle that?
Well, that, again, it depends on the context, because who is this girl to you? You see what I'm saying? Like, is this some chick that's your girlfriend? Is this some chick who you just, fucked last week or something? You know what I'm saying? So if this is your girlfriend and y'all both live together and y'all doing laundry together, if you on your way home and she's like, oh, I forgot to pick the laundry, can you pick up the laundry? Yeah, you can pick up. That's not really her program. See, the program is not necessarily just one particular situation. You understand? Your program is your whole thing. Like, you following a woman's program would be something like if she wanted to move to California to work at some company and live in some specific house, and you followed her to do that. That's following her program. You understand? Like, picking up the laundry, that's not really necessarily a program. That's just some shit that you probably do because you're near the laundromat. You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing. You got to understand the difference. Now, if you are consistently following, your chick just in general, then that means you're following a program. So that means that if you are constantly sort of like following everything she's saying to do, and that could include doing the laundry, you see what I'm saying? Then that means you're following her program, because in general you're following everything she's telling you to do, and you're just following her. You see what I mean? So it's not necessarily just one specific thing, and again, it all depends on the context or whatever it is, but it's more so the whole like type of thing. Like my dude BGD in the chat room, he said the program is basically the frame of the relationship. You see what I'm saying? The makeup of the relationship. That's what it means. It means that the overall aspect of what is happening in the relationship. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it really is about. You know what I mean? So it's about you understanding what you're trying to do and you setting that, because everything that you're doing in that relationship needs to be predicated on that program that you set. You see what I mean? That focus that you have, that thing that you're doing, your purpose in what you're doing. So let's say if you said, oh, I want to build, let's say you live in Chicago, and your program is to, have some inner city, youth programs for Chicago youth. And then you meet some chick and she's like, oh, y'all been hanging out for a while, y'all been messing around, you start dating her, and she's like, oh, I feel like we should move to California. And you're like, nah, you understand? We're not doing that, because I'm working in Chicago with these kids and doing whatever I'm doing. That's my program, that's my purpose. You see what I mean? So I'm going to stay here to do that, and that's why I'm here. You feel what I mean? And so she has to be able to follow that, or, she got to keep that shit pushing. You see what I mean?
Yeah, okay. So basically kind of what you're saying is like the overall, the bigger picture is what you're saying that the woman should be going along with, like, with all the like petty stuff in between. It's kind of like whatever. Right.
Yeah. It's not really that big of a deal. But again, if it becomes a situation where she's, basically running the show, you understand? Then it's gonna be then that's when it's you following her shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's that type of stuff. So it's like you sort of understand that, it's sort of like you should know, okay, what I'm trying to do is this, and she should be following this. You understand? So within that, there could be little things she could do or ask you to do that you could do, and it's not your following her program. You're just doing that in the situation because, it's feasible for you to do it. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what it is. It's not necessarily where because see, I think guys get it confused. They think that having a chick follow your program is you sort of controlling her, or you like trying to boss her around. It's not what it is. You see what I'm saying? It's about you setting up a system and saying, hey, me and you are following the system that I set up. You see what I'm saying? And so that's what it's about. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I follow that, because that's kind of where I was confused, because I know you had a video that said treat your girl like your employee.
Mm-hmm. Right. So, yeah, and that's the thing I was talking about. And in that video, I remember that video. I was talking about how when you're first dealing with a girl to when you're actually having that relationship. So I was saying when I say treat your girl like an employee or treat the girl like an employee, what I'm saying is, or the girls you date as an employee, is saying that you have that sort of framework to know, okay, is this girl I'm dating, can she be promoted to my girlfriend? You understand? Because she's done all the things she needs to do, so she can be promoted to this girlfriend. Does this girl need to be let go? Does she need to be fired? Does she need to be charged to the game? What did she do that constitutes her being charged to the game? So that's all. It's just a metaphor for you to know, what steps to take when you are dealing with the girl. You see what I mean?
Okay, yeah. I'm feeling you. I'm understanding where you're coming from right now.
Okay. Yeah, so that's what it is. That's what it is, bro.
Okay. Oh, yeah, and I have one more question. Okay, I'm young. I'm trying to get my, my business or career type of thing going on. And there's certain people, like, on the internet I look up to and I like what they're doing, like, including you. And Tariq Nasheed, Gorgeous Dre.
Right.
You know,
shout out to him.
Got some real stand-up dudes, and I like what y'all doing. I admire it a lot. And one thing that I noticed in common with all of you all is you all kind of all of y'all kind of started off doing music. So, do you think that the music career that you had really helped with your next endeavors that you got into? You know, like prepared you, like as far as putting yourself out there. Like, what do you feel? How do you feel like your music career kind of affected the rest of your life?
Right. I think what it is though is more so learning from learning. It's not necessarily music, because it could have been anything. You understand? But it's more so like when I was doing music, I learned how to have like I developed a work ethic. You feel what I'm saying? I understood how to actually start something and complete it. You understand what I'm saying? And then be consistent at it, because like, I was putting out mixtapes, I was doing shows, I was doing all this other stuff. And so when I stopped doing music, it was more so because of like I didn't like where the business side of the situation was going, and then it turned me off to the music side of it, because I still like to listen to music. I still liked hearing rap music and all, but I don't have the passion anymore. But just doing that type of stuff, it basically made it easier for me to transition into what I'm doing now. Because when I used to do music, what I would do is I would make mixtapes and sell them, in Times Square in the street. And so I would go in Times Square, sell it to a whole bunch of people. I'll go out there from maybe 10 a.m. in the morning to about maybe 8 o'clock at night, just selling CDs all day. I'll be coming home with maybe $300-$400 a day sometimes, just doing that type of stuff. You see what I'm saying? So,
Damn, okay.
Yeah, so it taught me how to really, do my thing. You see what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, okay.
That's what it was. You feel me?
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I know I only have one more question. I was looking in the chat room, and a female pimp, she had said something about dudes, there's no more females making sandwiches for dudes because we both work. So she's saying that, since men and women work, so there's no more women making a sandwich. So is that just a chick who would just start to the game that had an ideology like that? Or?
Oh yeah. You got to kick that chick to the curb, because my girl makes me sandwiches. Okay, so I don't know. What I'm saying? So I don't know what chicks that these other cats is fucking with. And this is kind of like my point before, was that certain guys experience certain type of women because those women come at them a different way. You see what I mean? So a girl who's making you a sandwich might not make another guy a sandwich. You see what I'm saying? So is that type of thing. You know what I mean? But there's chicks out there that's gonna make you a goddamn sandwich. So the thing is, you gotta just deal with the girls who gonna make you a sandwich. If they ain't gonna make you a sandwich, then you gotta keep that shit pushing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, what if your girl asks you to make her a sandwich? What you gonna do?
If my girl asks me to make her a sandwich,
she asks you to make her a sandwich.
Well, I don't make sandwiches. I make sandwiches for myself, and if I feel like making her a sandwich, I'll make her a sandwich. I'm not making her a sandwich because she's telling me. You see what I'm saying? That's a whole nother level of the situation, because again, it all depends on the context. This is what I keep saying. So if I'm making myself a sandwich and she says, hey, I want a sandwich too, I'll be like, yeah, I'll make you a sandwich. That ain't nothing. But if she's like, go and make me a sandwich in that tone of voice, what the fuck are you talking about? That's not happening. You see what I'm saying? So it all depends on the context. It all depends on the tone. It all depends on the situation you're in with, the girl that you're with. You see what I mean?
Yeah, okay, so you tell her to make the sandwich. She gotta make the sandwich. But if she asks you to make her a sandwich, you might make the sandwich. So that's how it goes.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Okay,
but you know why it goes like that?
Why is that?
The reason why it goes like that, and I was explaining this to a friend the other day, is that it's masculine and feminine energy. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is, the masculine and the feminine energy, what it is that the masculine and feminine energy both are submissive and both also are sort of dominant in certain situations. So a man, let's say for example, a man who is actually married, right, and he has a wife and kids, right. What he's doing is he's providing and protecting for that family, right? And at the same time, what he's doing is that he's serving the family. His leadership is also service. You understand? So he's also submitting himself to that family. You see what I mean?
Okay.
So the woman, on the other hand, she has the female has the feminine energy, which is that submissive nature. You see what I mean? And so that submissive nature is the thing that makes the girl want to actually make the sandwich for you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because there'll be times where I'm leaving the house and my wife is like, "Wait, did you eat? Oh my God, I'll make you a sandwich real quick. Don't leave. I want to make you a sandwich." Like she actually wants to do that. See, me as a man, I don't have it in me to want to make the sandwich for her because I'm doing other things to contribute. As far as the relationship, you see what I'm saying? So it's not in me to be like, "Oh, let me make you this sandwich," or do a typical submissive type of feminine type of thing. You see what I'm saying? So it's a whole different thing when it comes to it. So it's almost like when I hear someone saying, "Hey," or if I hear a girl say to me, "Yo, go in the kitchen and make me a sandwich," in the pit of my stomach, as a man, it's disgusting to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, no. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have that energy to want to do that because of my masculinity. It doesn't allow me to want to actually go and make you that sandwich. Versus you being a woman, you have this nurturing thing about you that makes you want to do that. You see what I'm saying? So that's the difference. Okay. See, that's the thing, and that's the thing where people mess up on because people think that they was like, "Oh, men and women are equal and we're the same," and all. No, we're not. You see what I'm saying? Like we're absolutely not. You understand? Like we're the same as far as we're equal as far as we're both human beings, but we're different. You see what I mean? I always use the example of a quarter. The quarter is has two sides, but it's the same coin. You feel what I'm saying? So men and women are two sides of the same coin. You understand? But we're different. So we have the heads and the tails. You see what I mean? And so you got, let's say the guys, the heads, and the women's is the tails. It's two different things, but we're equal because we're that same coin. You understand what I'm saying? So it's equal and not equal at the same time. But it's that difference that makes her want to actually make that sandwich. And it's the difference that makes me not necessarily feel like I want to do that in that same capacity for her. You see what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, I feel.
That's the thing.
I feel you, man. Hey, I appreciate your work, brother, man. Everything. I'm a big fan of your stuff, man. I got a lot of your stuff. Got your books, man. I'm on the membership, man.
Appreciate it, bro.
The advice.
Appreciate it, bro. I'm
all right, buddy.
All right, peace. Yeah, man. Yeah, people gotta understand the difference between that masculine and that feminine energy, man. Yo, what's poppin'? Who's this?
Hey, this is Jason from Ohio.
What up? What's going on, bro?
Not much. Hey, I was just at the strip club just a couple minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I got kicked out.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I was trying to get the stripper to we could set up something. I was trying to hook up with her.
Mm-hmm.
She told the bouncer and they kicked me out. I'm trying to figure out a better way to go about proposing that to them.
So you try to holler at what did you say to the stripper chick?
I asked her if she could private dance. I mean, that's what I understand as being the key word. Have some go on outside of the strip club.
So wait, they threw you out of a strip club for asking a stripper that she give private dances?
Yeah, basically, they took our word for me asking her, and the bouncer just kicked me out. I guess they got a zero tolerance for that stuff.
But that don't even make sense though. That's like getting kicked out of McDonald's for asking them do they supersize? I don't understand. That makes no sense. I thought you're supposed to get private dances in a fucking strip club. Were you saying does she fuck for money, or were you asking for actual like lap dance?
No, I'm talking about hooking up. That's supposed to be like the secret lingo.
Oh, see that. Okay, now it makes sense. Now, okay, so you asking the chick? Because I'm thinking you just asking for a lap dance in a room or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
Oh my goodness.
Like when you say private dance, I mean you trying to hook up outside the strip club.
Okay. So that's the thing. Sometimes those strip clubs don't like when dudes be going in like that. You feel what I'm saying? Because they just want you to come there, spend your money, and then bounce. You see what I mean? So that's why.
I mean, so it's like no alternative, like a better way of going about asking.
Nah, you gonna have to catch them outside. You feel what I'm saying? Because look, I remember. Let me tell you something. I remember I was with my boy one time. We went to the strip club because he was trying to find strippers to do actual photo shoots with them, because he was trying to do photo shoots with the strippers. And he was like, yo, I want to actually pay them. Who do I talk to? Do I talk to the manager at the club? Do I talk to the girls, whatever? And this dude couldn't really get nobody to really holler at him, because he tried to holler at the stripper, and the strippers was like, oh, we can't talk to you like that, blah blah blah. She's like, you gotta talk to the manager. He talked to the manager. The manager was like, oh, I don't know about none of that, blah blah blah. So they not trying to hear nothing unless you paying them money, and they, and that's it. That's all they care about. You sound like you in a helicopter. What's that background noise?
I'm in my car right now. That's my windshield.
Okay, yeah.
I thought you know.
Okay, yeah. So I'm like, what the hell's that? No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, in those strip clubs, that's all they really trying to do. They don't really care about none of that other shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you in a strip club or whatever, all you really need to do is strip club shit. After the strip club, let's say you outside the strip club, or you catch a chick, a stripper that's not in the actual strip club, then all right, fuck it, do that. But other than that,
here's the funny thing. I actually have done that. I've seen some of these chicks outside the strip club. Like, it's funny because like when they see you outside the strip club, a lot of times like they stick their nose up there like they never seen you before. I guess they don't want their stripper life to coincide with their regular life.
Right.
So I'll go to a regular club and I see them there. And I look at them, after that, they'll turn their head and they'll want to talk to them, you know?
Right, right.
Yeah.
And the thing is this, man, a lot of those strippers, dude, you don't even really, truthfully, you don't really even want to even deal with that type of situation anyway, because most of them, they're just trying to get some paper. You feel what I'm saying? So unless you willing to trick off on them, then it ain't really gonna make no sense to really try to make something happen in most cases. You see what I'm saying? So
I mean, yeah. I mean, I hear you. I mean, it's possible. I wouldn't say I would do it, but I mean, it's possible that I might do that.
right.
So, I mean, even if that's the case, like when I'm outside and I see them outside, they don't want to mix that, you know.
Right. I mean, that's the thing. You're gonna have to. They in the chat room bugging. They said strippers are not people. That's hilarious. But the thing is this: if you really trying to get with these strippers, man, again, you're just gonna have to catch them outside. Other than that, if you in that strip club, the shit ain't happening that way. If you do catch them outside, most of them is gonna want you to trick. So you're gonna have to be prepared for that. If that's what you're gonna do, that's what you're gonna try to do. And that's really the way you're gonna have to step to them. The only other way is that if a stripper chick just chooses you understand, just off the rip, then it is what it is. But most of the time they just about that paper. So if you ain't talking about that paper, then it ain't gonna be nothing. Because trust me, you're not the only one that's trying to holler at them to smash. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
So they
Like
right. So they just so unless you trying to trick off on them, it ain't really gonna happen. You feel what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying I would, but I mean, it's possible. I mean, a lot of them, they got some nice bodies. I might not mind sliding,
So you was gonna trick on it? You was gonna try to do that shit?
I mean, 'cause they got banging bodies. I mean, I'm in a place where not too many chicks is that hot like that. I might slide 100 or something, but
Right.
You know, even then, even on that side of it, like if I see them outside, like I said,
Right.
they don't want you to even enter, so you can't even do that. You know?
Right. That's crazy, bro. I would say, truthfully, I say you got to try to find chicks who aren't strippers who got that same body, bro. Because other than that, it's gonna be tough. That's all I'm saying. It's gonna be tough because you're trying to get through that whole fucking like tricking type of situation. You understand? Is that type of shit, and so you would have to really just step to them on some, listen, let's hook up. I got some paper. What you need? Let's make it happen. If you're trying to do that, other than that, I can't. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would say just not even fuck with them because you know my stance on tricking. I don't freaking.
Trick.
Exactly. So I ain't really trying to.
But like I said, I'm in a city where it's kind of slim. It's not like a lot of. It's not like New York City where there's just beautiful women everywhere, So when there is a beautiful woman there, they act like somebody who might be a New York 7. They're like where I'm from 10, So
right,
They
right,
really care, So,
right. But yeah, I say stop. Just if you want those chicks with those stripper bodies, you're gonna have to put in a little bit more work to try to find those ones who ain't stripping, who's like that, or you're gonna have to come at these strippers on some trick and shit. That's really usually the only ways, because other than that, it's gonna be tough. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, man. I appreciate the advice.
All right, bro. All right, man. I'll let you. Yeah, man. You guys out here one. Oh man, dudes want to be tricking out here, man. Can't be doing it. Yo, what's going on? Who's this? What's popping?
Yo, what's going on, man? It's Jay from CT.
What up? What's going on with you, bro?
Come on, brother. Alright, so I got this little experience that just happened, so I just want to get your feedback on it real quick. So the other day, man, I've been on Instagram, whatever, sliding a few DMs here and there. So the other day, I bought this new like bed frame that pimped out my whole bed, like bedroom looking legit now, whatever. So I posted a picture of it. So this chick that I've been friends with on IG for a minute now, like commenting on, like, oh, that's nice, whatever. So now this bitch bad, you know what I'm saying? I've been wanting her for a minute, but like we like pictures back and forth, never said anything. So finally, I'm like, all right, you know what? Let me shoot my shot. So I spit in the DM. I was like, we should get together sometime.
Right.
So she writes back, yeah, we could do that. So, since I've been listening to you, I barely ever ask bitches for their number anymore. Like, I give them my shit.
Right.
Because then, like, that's half the battle right there. Like, I already know if they hit me, like, there's some kind of genuine interest, more than likely.
Right.
Because sometimes there isn't. A lot of times you can give a bitch, I'm sure, hit you, and it still don't turn out to be anything.
Right.
I've had all those kind of situations happen. But anyways, so the next day she hits me up. We chatting back and forth a little bit, not much. Cause I ain't too big with the text and shit either, because that goes nowhere a lot of times too.
Right.
So I'm like, look, so this was like the first red flag. So we're texting and shit. So I'm like, how about I give you a call? And then she's like, she had a daughter, so she tells me that she's watching a movie with her daughter. All right, cool. And the other red flag was, like, it wasn't like, okay, cool, you watching a movie with your daughter, but what she should have said is, like, if she was interested, you can call me in an hour, something like that. Like you said, they should always offer a plan B if they're busy.
Right.
But she didn't, so whatever. So then the next day she hits me up, good morning, whatever. So boom, I set a date. We were supposed to go out today, Wednesday, hit up to Southwest Bar for some margaritas, whatever. So the day before the date, yesterday, I hit her up. I'm like, yo, so we still on for tomorrow? Then she hit me with I forgot I got a meeting. Let me see if I can reschedule it. So I'm like, all right. Hits me back maybe half hour later. Oh, I can't reschedule it. So I'm just like, all right. So now she clearly stunting. So I just hit her with, all right. So let me know when you're free.
Right.
She just writes back, okay. So today, I just like deleted the bitch off Instagram because I don't even want to see her. Like, do you think that's doing too much? Even delete, like, not that I really care because, like I said, she's going out. I'm not gonna add her back.
Right.
But like, you that makes me look like I'm stressing over the fact that, you know what I'm saying, that she played me, or
I mean,
like what would you have done? Like, what do you do in a situation like that? Like, you just like leave her on your friends list and just act like nothing, or like,
yeah, I just keep the shit moving. Like, you don't necessarily need to delete her shit, because now if she like, let's say she tries to holler back at you, you know what I'm saying, and she noticed that you delete her shit, you know what I'm saying, that she's gonna be like, you know,
yeah, now it look like I did too much. I thought about that, but at the same time, I'm on that like what you were saying about the whole fruit thing. If the fruit's a little bit bruised, like,
right.
you don't wait for, like, you just keep going, you just keep moving. Like, I can't.
Right,
like,
but
I don't want to look like I'm just waiting for her to hit me when I'm ready, like whenever she's ready to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't want me now, when I'm like trying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I feel like that makes me look even worse. Like,
right, but see, the thing is, the action of deleting her makes it look like, you know, it makes it look like you care too much about this. Right, like, exactly. Yeah. Because you got to understand something about women is that like, for women, right, they're not looking at it the same way we're looking at it. You understand? So like, if you're supposed to see a chick and she flakes or whatever, she's just like, oh well, you know, I had something to do, and so, or something came up, so, or whatever, so now I'm just not gonna do it. And then I'll, you know, one day she's, you know, just chilling, and then she goes on Instagram, she's like, oh, let me call so and so back, and what's he doing, blah blah blah. And so now she's in that mode to actually do it again. So this is why sometimes it's best to just leave the shit open ended. Like, you basically could charge her, like, you could say, yo, I'm not gonna holler at her anymore. You understand? And then if she get back at you, then you can say, okay, well, do I want to still fuck with her or not? You understand? So then if you want to, you can hit her up. You can respond to her. If not, you just keep that shit pushing. You feel what I'm saying? But the thing is that if she tries to get back at you, and then she sees you blocked her or whatever it is, you understand? Then it's going to be a whole different dynamic, because then maybe at that point she's going to try to get back at you, and then now she's going to be like, well, I guess, you know, if he blocked me or whatever, then I'm going to just keep it moving. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right. Now that I look back at it, now that you put it like that, you're right. I mean, I think it looks worse to block him, because, like, if you ain't worried about him, you ain't worried about him. So fuck you, leave him on your friends list. Like you said, leave the door open. Just don't be waiting at the door.
Exactly, you know exactly. Because look, there was this chick. Let me tell you, there was this chick one time. I was messing with, and you know, we had went out or whatever one time, and then she, you know, she hit me up on the Instagram or whatever, and then so I was like, yo, you know, let's get together sometime again soon, blah blah blah. And she was like, yeah, you know, let's do that. So I was like, all right, cool, I'll hit you up later this week. So I hit her up again, and then she was like, yeah, let's get together Monday. Monday came, and then she, you know, we weren't able to get together because she was like, oh, I got sick and blah, blah, blah. Next, you know, I was like, all right, cool. So let's try for next week, whatever. Next week came, I hit her up. I said, yo, when you free? And she's like, oh, I should be free this weekend. I said, okay, let's do this weekend Friday. And so Friday came in, and she was like, oh, you know, I can't. My parents, my family came through, whatever. So I got to hang out with them. I'm like, all right, cool. So I basically sort of charged her at that point, right? Next thing you know, I'm at a party and at this event, and she's at the same event. Like, I ran into her. So when I saw her, you know, I'm chilling. I said, oh, what's up? You know, just chilling, gave her a hug real quick. But I was going around the party, talking to other people, talking to other girls. I wasn't really paying her no mind. Like, I wasn't really, like, going in, or I wasn't saying, oh, how come you ain't hit me back? And how come we ain't get... I wasn't saying shit. I was just chilling. Then what happened is, throughout the party, she kept coming back around me, talking, flirting back with me. And then we ended up kissing and making out and doing all this other stuff. So it was like, at that moment, it was like she wanted to make something happen. Then at that moment, she was still feeling me. But it's like she had to come around to actually make that happen. But also, I think the fact that I wasn't sweating her, and the fact that I was talking to other people in the party, talking to other girls, made her realize I was kind of like, to her, it looked like I was kind of done. You feel what I'm saying? So then she wants to come back.
Like the show's going to continue business as usual.
Right. You see what I'm saying?
And not to hold you up either, I got this one other, like crazy story. Like, this shit hit me, like, different, yo, because, like, I didn't even see this one coming. So, like, this happened about, like a month ago. Me and this chick matched on Tinder. little college chick. She goes a year, so she's out in New Haven, about 25 minutes from where I'm at. So we meet up. We go on 2 dates, two different little bars, whatever. The third date, we go to her crib. So we go and get a pizza, whatever. Put on a movie. Next thing you know, I'm smashing. You know what I mean? She gives me. I mean, and like what you were saying, like yo, when a chick feeling you, man, everything, like they initiate the shit.
Right.
Like, I was really just chilling, watching a movie with her, and then all of a sudden she just like looks at me, just smiles, and boom, leans in for a kiss, and then it all goes out like from. It just goes crazy from there, like on some porno shit.
Right.
So whatever.
Right.
So that went good. Like 2-3 days later, I go back over. We get Chinese. Same shit happens. Then, like, I'm noticing, like, maybe a day or two after, like, she ain't really texting me as much. Like, I ain't really hearing from her. So instead of, like, all this, like, guessing shit, like, what's going on? I'm like, yo, so I'm like, you know, I'm noticing you being kind of distant. Then she hits me with the, oh, yeah, you know, I'm starting to catch too many feelings. I think that, you know, we should take a break and just be friends. And so, I mean, of course, I'm like, I'm not going to beg you to be with the bitch or nothing.
Right.
So I just, you know, end all things. But this is the thing that got me. Like, a week later, like, she hits me up on some, like, just, like, she, like, I like, charged her to the game right after that. Because to me, I'm like, bitch, you ain't going to be sucking my dick, swallowing the nut, everything. I mean, like, bitch went all in.
Right.
And then 2 days later, want to tell me that you want to be friends. I mean, like, what kind of simp ass nigga am I going to be to just be like, okay, and then really just try to be friends with you?
Right.
So like a week later, she hits me up like, hey, what's going on? And I'm like, not much. And so then she tries to do this small talk shit with me. I'm like, look, I don't know if you can tell. I'm like, but I'm really not, like, trying to be friends.
Right.
And then she's like, oh, what do you mean? I thought we talked about it. I said, yeah, we talked about it, and I was cool with what you said because I didn't have any other choice not to be. But I'm like, I'm not just about to be, like, your little friend. Like,
right.
Have you ever had some shit like that happen where, like, I mean, like, it'd be one thing if like, the sex was steamy, like she genuinely seemed into the shit. That's what blows my mind. Like, have you ever had it where shit was that hot and then just went cold like that? Like,
well, a lot of times what happens is that it's another dude in the picture. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all it really is usually. Like nine times out of 10, it's she got some other dude in the picture, maybe some other like ex-boyfriend that came back, or it's a dude she was also messing with while she's messing with you, and now the guy is like, oh, I want to be with you, you know, let's you know, be boyfriend and girlfriend. So now she has to sort of fall back on dealing with you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's all it really is. But she don't want to say that because just in case shit don't work with the other dude, she want to be able to come back into the situation with you. You see what I mean?
And I think that's why she hit me up like the week later, just to try to, like you said, like keep me hanging on.
Exactly.
Like, keep me in the mix, but at a distance type shit.
Right, exactly. So that's all that shit is.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? That's all that shit is.
That was my thought on it. I just wanted to see what, like, how you felt about it, or like if you had shit like that happen before too. I mean, like you said, I figured it was another dude too, because like to me, like I never forget how I met a bitch. I met you on Tinder.
Right.
How many other niggas is hitting you up on Tinder? You know what I'm saying? So that part of me, like I always kept that in the back of my mind. So I wasn't 100% shocked.
Right.
But at the same time, with the way she was just so receptive and cooperating so much, like there was no hesitation, and then hit me with the let's be friends shit. Just like fuck me up for a little minute, man.
Like all you gotta do with her really is just tell her like, look, man, just be like, yo, holler back at me when you want to get down. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like I see you when I see you. Other than that, you know what I mean? Like we can keep that shit pushing. You feel what I'm saying? So you know.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all that is. You feel me? That is
definitely, man. Yo, Mr. Locario, I appreciate it a lot, man. You'll hear from me again, man.
That's what's up, bro. All right, man. I'll holler at you, man.
All right.
All right, people. All right, people, listen. It is 1:30 in the morning. I'm gonna take this last call, and I gotta head out because I gotta finish writing this book I'm doing. Yo, what's going on? Who's this?
You're running from Miami, Florida.
What up? What's going on with you?
All right. Hey, I got one question. Hey, when you first meet a woman, how do you think you touch your expression?
Wait, hold on, I can't. Your phone is kind of like you know, what? It's kind of muffled.
Hold on.
All right, go ahead.
You hear me now?
Okay, I hear you better now. Go ahead. What you saying?
I want to know, when you first meet a woman, how can you get her to invest in you?
How to get her to invest in you?
Yeah.
Basically, it's you getting her to do shit for you. You understand what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
so for example, and I talked about this before. If you on a date with a chick, let's say you getting drinks, you say, "Yo, I'm gonna get the first round, you get the second round." You understand? So you letting her buy you a drink. You feel what I'm saying? Or
Yeah.
or or let's say you dating a chick, right? And she's on your way to your house or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or she's like
Yeah.
on your way to meet you or something. You tell her, "Hey, before you come here, could you stop off at this store and pick this up or get this or whatever?" You understand? Or let's say, say that again.
Like, say it again. Like, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, so I was saying that, like, let's say if a chick is on her way to your house, you tell her,
Yeah.
"Hey, can you stop by the store and get some soda before you come here?" You feel what I'm saying? And bring it over to my house.
Yeah.
Or let's say
So
if so basically all you're doing is getting her to do shit for you. You see what I'm saying? Because what it is that when she's putting in something, it could even be something as simple as, like, let's say you needed to run some errands or some shit, and you was chilling with a chick, and y'all was having sex or whatever, and then you about to leave your house and be like, "Oh, I forgot I was supposed to drop this off at the post office. Can you do this for me? Can you take this to the post office?" And she takes it to the post office, and she does it for you. The thing is, the more that she does things for you, and the more that she spends time and energy making something happen with you, that's gonna make her invest in you more, because now she feels like she's done stuff for you. And then so she feels like she's invested a lot of time and energy in you. You see what I mean? So then it's going to be harder for her to sort of want to walk away, because she felt like she actually did some shit with you. You see what I mean?
Right.
So that's all that is. You know what I mean?
So even when you first get to know a female, like when you approach it and everything too. Yeah, like, say, for an example, like, if I see a girl that I like, and I say, "Hey, come here," and she walk over here, that's her investing on me, right?
I mean, to a certain extent, yeah. To a certain extent, it's like getting her just to sort of like comply. You understand what I'm saying? To do certain things. You understand, like, it's getting her deeper and deeper into actually, interacting with you in a way where she's feeling like she's moving towards something with you. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is, if you meet a chick at a bar, you talking to her, y'all are flirting or whatever, and let's say you say to her, "Hey, there's this other spot 2 blocks down that's really good, let's go over there," and then she leaves that bar with you to go to the next bar, that's her investing. You see what I'm saying? Because she's actually putting time and energy into involving herself with you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So so that's that also counts as that. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I was looking at your post, and it had something to do with my question had something to do with the topic that you was discussing.
Right.
Yeah, because this what makes a woman, not want to have sex with these dudes. Because I'm talking about, like, when you did a podcast, like, you're attracting these women, but it's hard for you to have sex because you're not getting the girl to invest in you.
Oh, right. Yeah, definitely. Because the thing is, a chick sometimes, like, you date a girl, you get a girl's number, you go on dates or whatever, then you end up not having sex because she doesn't feel any of that attachment to you, and that investment is the attachment that she feels. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times when she feels that way, she's gonna actually follow through and have sex. Now there's times where the girl's horny, the girl she just wants to have sex and she wants to make it happen, and it's gonna happen because she's feeling that vibe at that moment. But a lot of times what can help you is when you do things to get the girl to sort of like invest in you in that sort of in that sort of fashion. You see what I mean? And it's sort of like, it's little things you can do to see how I would say, to see how much she's going to follow your lead. You see what I mean?
Right.
And so, like, when you're on these dates, it's little things you do. Like, so let's say you come in, you go to meet her at the bar, you get there first. She comes in and she's like sitting across from you. You say, "Hey, come and sit over here next to me," and you telling her to do this, and she does it. And then you say, "Hey, go get the waitress real quick, or flag her down, or whatever it is," and she's following your directions. That's one form of her sort of investing, because she's actually being cooperative with you in these situations to keep things going with you. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what it is.
So basically, that's like the first day is very important.
Right. Oh yeah, definitely, because that's going to set the precedent of if she's actually really trying to see you again, or really trying to make shit happen. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Because I thought it was like when you approach a woman, stuff like that. But I think he was talking about when you go on a date with her.
Oh yeah, well it's everything. Like when you first approach a chick, there's certain things you can do to get her to invest. When you're on a date, there's certain things you can do to get her to invest. When you're dating a chick, as far as you keep seeing her, there's certain things you can do to get her to invest. You see what I mean? So the more that you get her to invest in you, the more she's gonna want to keep seeing you and keep being with you. You see what I mean? And so that's the thing you gotta understand about it. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. What about when you, like, can you give me an example of when you first approach a girl, how you get her to invest?
Well, you just got to give her a compliance test. That's all. The compliance test is just seeing how much she's willing to do what you say. So let's say, for example, you are talking to a girl or whatever, and you're at the bar or whatever like that, or let's say you're sitting down at a chair or whatever like that, and you tell her, "Hey, come sit on my lap." You feel what I'm saying? And she actually does sit on your lap. You see what I mean? And so that's one form of getting her to invest, because she's actually doing what you're saying, and she's complying in that situation, and she's doing stuff with you, and so therefore she's more likely than not to actually keep shit going with you, because she's moving down that direction. You see what I mean? Because everything that you do, every other thing that you do, what it is that it's getting her to sort of feel like she's making more and more connections with you. You see what I mean? Because you go from a guy she don't know, to a guy she's talking to a guy she's flirting with, to a guy she's like, getting touchy-feely with, maybe sitting on her lap, whatever, to a guy she's making out with. So all these different things is, building upon itself to get her more and more down the rabbit hole. You feel what I'm saying? To dealing with you.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? But sometimes in certain situations, right, what happens is that, and this is what I said earlier, the fact that it's at the beginning stages of it, where you and her just met or whatever, this is the easiest for her to back away, because even though you're doing things to get her to invest, she still isn't as attached to you as she would be if y'all had sex or y'all been seeing each other for a while. You see what I'm saying? So, So yeah, man. So that's what it is.
So basically, getting her to invest could be in any situation when you first meet the girl up until the end of the relationship.
Right, exactly.
This is the end, yeah, okay.
Exactly. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what it is, bro. That's what it is. All right, bro. So I appreciate the call. I gotta get up out of here in a second. I'll holler at you later. All right.
All right.
Peace. All right, people. So I gotta go right now, but again, we're gonna have the show on Friday. I might have Amina Zena on the show for this Friday, so we'll see what we could do. Remember, guys, make sure that you get the book, How to Have Sex with Two Women a Day. Make sure you click the link below. Get the hard copy, get the ebook, or get the audio book, or get all three, goddammit. And so, guys, call back on Friday. I'm going to get you guys, questions again on Friday. Also, make sure you guys join the Patreon. Go to Mr. Locario. Go to Patreon. I always get that shit mixed up. Go to patreon.com/Mr. Locario. Let me see if I can write it in the chat real quick. Patreon.com/Mr. patreon.com/Mr. Locario. Because when you join the Patreon, you get to hear the Bad Boy membership. And so the Alpha Male, you said, is the Bad Boy book out yet? No, the Bad Boy book is not out yet. That's actually what I'm going to be writing right now after I get off the chat with you guys. I got to finish editing that. And then the Bad Boy book should be out before the end of the year. If not by the end of the year, it's going to be the beginning of 2018. So it's going to be out soon. You feel what I'm saying? So the Bad Boy book's going to be out soon. If you want to hear the new Bad Boy episodes, you got to join the Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Mr. Locario. That's the only place you're going to hear the new Bad Boy shows. You understand? If you're not seeing or you're not hearing these new Bad Boy shows, you are missing the fuck out. You feel what I'm saying? You're missing out. So you got to join the Patreon. The Patreon, the lowest tier is only $10. So you get to hear all the new Bad Boy episodes, and I also put exclusive videos on there. So there's exclusive videos on there also that I'm gonna be putting out every week or two. So you get the Bad Boy membership every week, and you get exclusive step-by-step stuff on the Patreon that I'm gonna be putting out every few weeks. And also make sure you guys join the Bad Boy membership. Right? So when you join the Bad Boy membership, you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. All of you guys should be on the membership. Okay? So you go to badboymembership.com and you join the membership. And I'm telling you, the membership is the shit you need to be on if you really want to step up your game. Okay? So the Bad Boy membership is like the free videos that you see on here, but on steroids. You understand? It's more shit. It's more detailed. It's more, step by step of how to do the things. You see what I mean? And so you got to make sure you join the Bad Boy membership. And what else? Also, I'm going to be having a Thanksgiving sale. Okay? So around Thanksgiving, I'm going to have a sale. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to put for the sale, but I'm going to have a Thanksgiving sale. And it's going to be, off the fucking hook. You feel what I'm saying? Beast of the East, said, can I send you as many questions as you want in the Bad Boy membership? Yeah, and that's the thing. If you're a Bad Boy member, you get to send me unlimited questions, okay? For free, if you're a Bad Boy member. So make sure you guys, join the membership, all right? So let me just shout out all the people that was in the chat room tonight. Damn, I look mad tired as shit. My eyes is like crazy right now. So we had Paul W, Hamad, Khalil, Beast of the East, the Alpha Male, Female Pimp in the house, Chike Amadi, your small time, Sticky E, BDG. I know you was trying to, or BGD, my bad. You was trying to call up. Make sure you call up on Friday so we could get this shit popping. We have my dude Explode in the building, Easy Beats. Who else we had in here? Arizel 6394. Who else? TJ Civic 4. Henchman ZZZ. Javon Toller. I want to thank all of you guys for, tuning in. Michelle Cobre. Who else we had up in this piece? 630 Boy was up in here. Sheldon Smith. I think my dude Johnny was up in the piece earlier. But yeah, I appreciate all you guys, chilling with your boy. And I will see you on Friday. Okay? So, I'm gonna try to get Amina Zena this Friday. If not, we will definitely, see her again in the future. All right? So I'm out of here, guys. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone.